Hey everybody, JTISREBORN here, and welcome to another edition of my Batman the Animated Series reviews. This time we're going to be taking a look at episode number 41, Joker's Wild. I love this episode. It just makes me laugh so hard. I haven't watched this one in a while, but after rewatching it, it's probably my favorite Joker episode. There's some clever stuff, there's some hilarious writing and situations. It's just great. So, the plot of this episode, we have this guy named Kaiser who opens up a casino, and he has the Joker's name plastered all over this. Because he used this in sense of, because he wants to use it as, a target of the Joker, because it, bankrupted him, and he wants the Joker to destroy it, so he can collect the insurance money. That's part of the episode. So the Joker's at Arkham Asylum. He's in there, he's watching TV, Poison Ivy's watching TV, and in comes the Joker. And I love this opening because it's just the Joker annoying Poison Ivy for 5 minutes straight until Poison Ivy sees what's on the TV. It's just really, really funny. Mark Hamill's great in this. She's watching some garden show, and he's watching some show. I think it's the equivalent to David Letterman or something. Excuse me. So anyways, he sees this on the TV, and then he snaps. He's like, "What? That fool! He's ripping me off! I'll sue, and then I'll do Joker things." And it's really funny, and just the things that he's with Poison Ivy, he's like, "You hold my hand and I'll slug you." And she's like, "Guard!" He's like, "Just kidding, just kidding." And the reaction of Bruce Wayne and Summer Gleason, all them finding the Joker's casino thing, and he's like, "Oh, that's disgusting. Summer, you're on TV. Oh, there you get it. What's your reaction, Mr. Wayne?" No comment. "How dare that smug, preening fool try to cash in on my image?" Now should lighten up. "Don't get cute with me, Red. He's ripping me off. I'll protest. Yeah, I'll sue. Then I'll rip his lungs out. And I will, too." Which is funny because that's kind of a line from, Batman 89. When Jack Napier is like, if anybody calls you Beast, I'll rip their lungs out. So stuff like that's pretty funny. So anyways, the Joker gets ready to make his escape. Some guard takes him to some room and doesn't really, attempt to, guard him at all. Which, always bugged me when I was younger. And then when I rewatched this episode, I realized it was actually, a plant from that Kaiser guy. And I'm like, oh my god, how did I not notice this before? I was always wondering, that guard just seemingly just kind of let him escape. But really, it was a plant by the Kaiser guy. And I thought that was undoubtedly, because you see him later on, but they don't really make mention of they don't make it obvious hey, you're that guy who let the Joker out. No, he's just kind of wearing a different suit. I'm like, hey, is that the same guy? So I had to go back and rewind it. I'm like, oh my god, it is the same guy. So the guard was a plant the whole time. Things you never notice, which is pretty funny. So anyways, the Joker makes it to the casino, and he tries to sabotage it, he's just being Joker, and then Bruce Wayne shows up. One of the funniest scenes in the entire episode. Bruce Wayne talking to the Joker, and the Joker is just talking, and then Batman is just saying how awful it is to be working this, because the Joker is under disguise of just some dealer, and he just annoys the Joker, pisses him off to where Batman cheats and wins at blackjack. I thought that was pretty funny. Other cool things, if you go into when Batman goes into Kaiser's office to investigate, he's going through he looks at over all this research on the Joker. And it lists the Joker's name as Jack Napier, which I thought was kind of cool. Again, another tie to the 89 Batman film, which, if the Joker were to have a name, just call him Jack Napier. We all know it from the movie. We've seen it in the animated series. And there's even an ongoing comic going on called, I think it was Batman White Knight or something like that, where the Joker is kind of the hero or something like that, and he's Jack Napier. But you get the idea. If the Joker has a name, it's Jack Napier. So, anyways, Joker goes on his, tangent of trying to sabotage the casino. Batman figures it out, and then Batman gets caught in this death trap or whatever from the Joker. And Joker's ready to blow the casino sky high, and Batman starts, snickering a bit, kind of. He's just like, "Oh, you fool. He just did this on purpose just so he can, get back at you." And I'm just sitting there laughing, wait a second. Joker's like, "Oh shit, you know what, I hate it when you make sense." So then the Joker kidnaps Kaiser in his helicopter, but Batman ends up stopping him. And then the ending of the episode has Joker kind of like smacked into like some like slot machine, and then he gets sent back to Arkham Asylum. And then, you know, Poison Ivy, Mad Hatter, and Scarecrow. Although earlier on it was clearly Scarecrow, but then like later on, like they changed his hair color. I guess Scarecrow's not really orange haired anymore. But you get the idea. So anyways, they're all watching the TV, and Joker tries to change the channel to Looney Tunes. They're like, hey, we were watching that, which is the, like a news programming of the Joker getting arrested again. You bunch of no good wacko losers. You make me sick. And that's pretty much the ending of the episode. I just think this is a really, really funny episode. Paul Dini wrote this episode, so you know it's good. Like, pretty much everything Paul Dini touched on Batman the Animated Series was gold. I know a lot of people give credit to Bruce Timm and that, but really, like, I think upon watching some of the newer stuff where Tim was just involved without Dini, it really begins to show that Paul Dini really kind of was like a huge architect on the show, and really he's almost as, I think most of the good content came from him. I mean, there's some good Bruce Timm stuff there, but Paul Dini is really like the guy who really should be working with Bruce Timm more and more often, because Paul Dini was a genius. He's a great writer. I mean, he's phenomenal. Like, Paul Dini is the man. He's really underappreciated, I feel like. So, yeah, I think this is a really funny episode. Definitely one of the best episodes of Batman the Animated Series. It's just so funny. It's hilarious. It's amazing. It's great. It's so funny. It's my favorite Joker episode, I think. Like, where it's just the Joker, no other villains. Because there's other episodes with the Joker that are great, but I think this one in particular, like, in terms of the original Batman the Animated Series run, is, like, the funniest one. I mean, I just rewatching it, just noticing things I never noticed before, like how the one guy was a plant. I'm like, holy shit, how did I not notice that? And all these years I've seen this episode, I've seen this episode a bunch of times. I never really realized that until, like, going through and, like, rewatching and kind of taking a little bit of notes. I just, like, found it entertaining. And just Joker's escape from Arkham Asylum was pretty funny, too. I'm like, he just, like, pulls out some weird, like, stuff out of his sleeve, ties a rock, throws it over the fence, ties it to a truck, and just kind of, like, soars, like, launches himself over. And I'm thinking, how does that even work? Where did he get that? But then at the same time, like, you know what? It's the Joker. I'm willing to accept, like, this utter ridiculousness if it means just for the sake of the entertaining episode. And this is a highly entertaining one that I absolutely recommend. So, yep. Thank you for watching, everybody. Go watch Joker's Wild. I think it's a great episode. It's really funny. And I'll talk to y'all later. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this episode. We can talk about it further. And with that being said, I'm out. Peace.